It's funny because I'd heard people say before that you've got to reach rock bottom to rebuild, but I'd never fully understood what it meant until this past month or so. I I think it was around the beginning of May, was getting in an absolute tears. The lockdown in England had been easing for like 2 weeks. I'd struggled so much having seen friends. I felt so much guilt. And I had these 2 very stressful weeks coming up towards the middle to the end of May. And my head kind of self-imploded. Obviously, this wasn't helped by, I said in a different video, the physical side effects of having anorexia and bulimia were really starting to show. So for example, my face had swollen. I just felt so tired. I was struggling, and I reached a point where I literally thought I was going to die. This terrified me. I didn't want to die. Like, I still don't want to die. But things kind of got worse before they got better. And like I said in the video I uploaded the other day, I reached the lowest weight I've probably been since like the age of 14, maybe even younger. And I thought at that point, like, how do I go from being my lowest ever weight in a way to getting myself back on track and kind of having to gain weight from that point? And I struggled for 2 weeks. My head was completely pickled. I kind of looked at myself in the mirror and I thought, wow, you've gained weight, and that's all I could think about. So I went through some cycles of restriction and then kind of like binging, and I think I've said it before, I've been struggling to make myself sick for quite a while, and this just completely filled me with guilt. This, even if now I am the weight I was before I reached like that new lowest weight, I think because just the idea in my head that I was going to gain weight from that point was really hard to comprehend, especially because anorexia, just, you start off thinking, okay, if I reach that first weight, I'll be okay, I'll be happy, but then it just keeps going and going and going. So even once you reach your lowest weight, once you reach weight that's higher than your lowest weight, but still significantly lower than your natural weight, you just feel like an absolute failure, and I did. I still have the odd moment that I do, but the reason I wanted to make this video today was to talk about the main thing that's helped me through this time. It was 2.5 weeks now since I last weighed myself. So I'd had the 2 birthday meals at restaurants for my dad and my boyfriend's birthday. They were 2 events I was really scared of. I hadn't been to a restaurant except for once when the lockdown first eased, since lockdown first eased. And I'm someone that used to go to restaurants 3-4 times a week. I love eating in restaurants, and that was whatever. Like, I knew because the week before I'd really struggled with eating that it wasn't really going to make me gain weight. But then I went to the Lake District with my boyfriend, which was the most amazing weekend, and I said to him on the Friday night, I don't care how hard this is, I don't care if I feel like I've binged, I am eating food with you this weekend, I am keeping it down, so not throwing up, and I'm going to enjoy myself. I understand eating disorders aren't a choice. I'm not saying it was as simple as being like, this is what I'm going to do, because it wasn't. But I felt like for a weekend I was able to almost turn off the eating disordered voice, and it was bliss. I guess in a way you can for like 2 days because it's not like a permanent decision, but trust me, the next week I felt guilt. The thing I did though that was amazing and eased the guilt to some degree was I said to my boyfriend on the Sunday evening, you are taking my weighing scales to work and you are not letting me have them until at least Friday. Because I knew if I stood on the scales and I saw the weight gain, which would be natural from 2.5 days of normal eating at restaurants and stuff as well, ice cream freely, hot chocolates, whatever, I would have gained weight. Whether that was water weight or real weight, it was going to happen. And like I said, I did feel horrific, but it was going to be nothing compared to if I weighed myself as well. But then what's better is I had then my mum's birthday that week, which I knew was going to cause me to gain just like another little bit of weight because we went to another restaurant. And then as part of my Christmas present for my mum, I'd got a 2-day trip to Newcastle for her. Obviously, because of lockdowns and stuff, we didn't get to do it in January as originally planned. So we had it that weekend. So I had 3 birthdays with restaurants and 2 weekends away. I know this eating disorder has completely like destroyed my mum in certain ways, and I would do anything to be better for her because she's the most amazing person, so supportive, just someone that cares for me so unconditionally, and I don't know how I'd have done any of this without her. So I wanted to be like normal for this 2 days with her. I wanted to make it as natural and fun and just what me and her have, because usually we go to London, and I did it. I went away with her, had the most amazing time. We went to like some wonderful restaurants, places I've really wanted to be, really lovely cafes. I had unreal hot chocolates. And it was just, I came back from that weekend feeling amazing. I came back from that weekend thinking I can actually get better, and I realised what is good about being better. I realised how much I want to see my friends, enjoy myself, have memories like that with my mum where I'm not just preoccupied by food. It was what I needed, and okay, like I did feel a bit of guilt after it, but nothing like I felt after the Lake District. And it just shows once you do normal activities and you repeat them, you can slowly get used to them. And again, I've still not weighed myself. I've kept my scales with my boyfriend. Yes, I've wanted to know sometimes, but the desire to weigh myself, just having them out of the house, has gone down significantly. Even just removing them from the room that you sometimes weigh yourself in. So I went through a period back in April where I had the scales permanently in the bathroom when I used to put them back under the bed. And walking into the bathroom and seeing them meant I would weigh myself 8 times a day. The moment I put them back under the bed during the day, I'd go back to weighing myself once. It's crazy how much out of sight, out of mind you get with weighing scales. And even if the temptation's there sometimes, if you literally can't, you can ride through it. Bit of advice from me for this video. But I'm at a point where, okay, I'm still far from better. I'm still far from getting better. But like I said, I can see the perks. For example, when I go drinking with my friends now, I'm able to have cocktails, which I wasn't able to do at first because I was scared of the calories. Whereas before it was just like Diet Cokes or straight shots I was having. So Diet Coke and vodka or straight shots because I was so scared of liquid calories. I'm seeing my friends today and absolutely over the moon. I'm so excited. It's helped by the weather being so sunny after weeks and weeks of rain. But I'm able to feel that excitement again. I'm able to sit here and be like, okay, yes, my body image isn't 100%, but I know my friends aren't judging me for weight gain if I have gained weight. And that mental change is huge. Because at one point I felt like, well, my eating disorder wanted me to believe that people would judge me so badly if I gain weight, if I look bigger. But people that care about me won't. I'm seeing these little shifts I'm having, seeing these shifts of me being rational rather than the eating disordered voice trying to tell me like you are a massive failure, has been huge and has been amazing. This is like another positive video by Nick. I'm just feeling so much better about things. It's 1 month now until my assessment of the eating disorder services. I hope I keep myself stable as I have been. I hope I prove to them that I want to get help, I want to get better, I'm willing to comply with the help, because this is my chance to sort things out. This is my chance to deal with whatever it is that means I keep relapsing into my anorexia, bulimia. Hopefully this month goes okay. So I just want to add at this point that I do see your comments and they make me smile. I appreciate them so much. I do try to reply to things, but I get quite overwhelmed. I do still want them, by the way. Like, I get overwhelmed because I just get in a pickle. Like, I'll see one comment, I'm like, okay, I'll reply to it later. And then there'll be another comment, I'm like, okay, you need to reply to both. But I never know what to say. Like, the level of gratitude I feel is so high, I struggle to put it into words. So then I just say nothing. But I see them, they make me smile, and I appreciate them so much.